And we are live.
What's up, everybody?
Greetings and happy Easter, one and all.
Oh, yes, that's right. It is Easter tomorrow.
It is Easter, and I've got a little something here that I wanted to pop up.
Hey, Val.
We appreciate Val being first in chat tonight. And I was watching WTF Mike yesterday, and he said that he got delayed starting his program by almost an hour because his laptop decided to do updates.
Oh, really?
So I made sure all of my updates were indeed updated. Hey, Roger Blair, Mr. Lee's in chat.
See, Roger. What's up, Roger? Mr. Lee?
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon is appropriate. If I can bring this up, this is, and you guys can go check this out. This is a view of the spaceship, and you can click on different cameras on the outside of the ship.
Really?
Yeah, it's the NASA page. It's pretty neat. That's looking at the main rocket, it looks like. And then you can have the mission view, and it'll show you where the ship is.
Should be about halfway to the moon, shouldn't it? A little more.
Yeah, it's going out. You know, it's like hitting a moving target. You've got to aim ahead of it.
Oh, yeah, it is a moving target. It's moving pretty quick, too.
So
you got to lead it.
It's like the moon's over here, and the moon's coming this way. Let me get this going. So they got to come out here, and the two will meet, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, if you guys, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. There we go.
I will say hi to Stevie for you, Val. Thank you.
Is
or not just my first cup of coffee today.
Holy whoa, buddy! I had hot coffee this morning, so I'm in like Flint.
An 11-hour day with no coffee.
Oh, geez. So obviously, with Artemis going to the moon, and Mr. Lee has already guessed Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. I have tried to come up with just some songs that references space. And one of the first ones that I was going to bring up is from the first of the 80s, Rocket by Def Leppard. Not their biggest hit.
It was
but it got out
pretty
there.
Good. Yeah. It got airplay.
Then from the 70s, Steve Miller Band, Space Cowboy.
Right on.
And what I liked about that was later he come out with the song The Joker, and he referenced Space Cowboy in that song. And then the Beatles had Across the Universe in the 60s. Lulu Bell, hey, so good to see you.
Hey, Lulu Bell.
Yes.
Lulu. See you.
And one of my all-time favorites as far as just music goes, Supermassive Black Hole by Muse. I just really like the music in that song. And it is one of the few songs I know that if you take the singer out of the song and just do the instrumental, it doesn't sound half as good. Most of the time, if you do an instrumental of a song, it still sounds great. Not so for me, at least in that particular song. You familiar with that one, Moggs?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If I heard it, probably I'd be like, oh yeah, but
I got you. And then one that I hope everybody has heard, some guy named Frank Sinatra, Fly Me to the Moon, from way back when.
it's a classic.
And this one,
or would that be vintage?
that might be vintage, yes. Supersonic Rocket, Supersonic Rocket Ship by the Kinks. That was the early 70s.
Oh, Rocket Man.
Rocket Man was early 70s by Elton John. And then REM did Man on the Moon. They was kind of referencing comedian Andy
Kaufman.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
It was kind of in the thing there. And then a song that's by a group I really, really, really like, but I'm not that big of a fan of the song, Space Truckin' by Deep Purple.
I'm sure I heard it. I just can't.
Yeah, that's from the first half of the 70s, I'm pretty sure. And then we got to move into The Police, Walking on the Moon, which when he was writing the song, it was at first Walking in My Room, but he didn't like the sound of it, so he switched it to Walking on the Moon.
Why would he be taking giant steps walking in his room?
Alcohol was involved.
Oh. I think the steps would have gotten smaller. Balance reasons, you know.
Yep. Spaceship Superstar by Prism, and that's from the mid 70s. Not a big hit whatsoever. Space Oddity by David Bowie.
Yeah.
And one of my childhood favorites, because I used to watch this TV series, it's British, called Stingray. And Mr. Lee might know that TV series, Stingray. It's kind of like a puppets TV show. But anyway, they had like a TV movie, and there was a song performed called Shooting Star by a very famous singer, Cliff Richard. And that was in Thunderbirds Are a Go, was the name of the movie. So if you want to watch something that's a little bit fun with Muppets from the 60s, Thunderbirds Are a Go.
Bob Seger did Shame on the Moon.
Yep. Very good. And then I'm a huge Carpenters fan. I really enjoyed it. What'd you say, Ben? Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft by the Carpenters. Ben, I hope you're doing well.
What's up, Ben?
Yeah, hope you're feeling good there, buddy. One from the 80s that was made famous in a movie, Space Age Love Song by A Flock of Seagulls.
Don't forget, like Van Morrison, Moondance.
Moondance is very good. That would have been 60s, late 60s, early 70s. And the newest one that I knew of off the top of my head was To the Moon and Back by Savage Garden. Not a big fan of Savage Garden, but apparently other people really liked it around 2000 or something like that. I think it was.
I don't recall that one.
Yeah, it'd probably be one of those. Once you heard it, you go, "Oh yeah, I remember that." Whatever.
What did Elvis have? Blue Moon Over Kentucky.
Yep. And I found out that the United States Space Force has a song, a theme song,
John
or
P. What's
anthem.
up? What is it?
John. So those are some songs I thought we would get the evening started with. I wish that the powers that be would allow me to play at least half of those songs, but it just, for some reason, they don't want me doing that. It gets blocked, which is a little bit frustrating.
Excuse me. Cat Stevens, Moonshadow.
And most of those was from the 60s and early 70s, because 60s and early 70s was when we first went to the moon. You know, cars were named Comet, Skyliner, etc. So it was big in the news. So those songs are something that you guys come up with yourselves. What would be your favorite song that would reference space?
I think Major Tom is my favorite.
Yes.
But then there's Rocket Man, so I'm a little torn.
It's a little bit difficult to
just pick one.
Children of the Sun is kind of a space topic, but I'm a big fan of that song. Mr. Lee's asking, or did we?
Ben said, "Wow, is this a G-rated channel?" Yes, it is.
PG-13.
I'll make it R-rated before the end of the show, I'm sure. They always have a slip up.
No, not always. You made it through a couple without.
I can't help it.
Are you saying Stevie?
Very colorful vocabulary.
Are you saying Stevie's a bad influence on you?
I don't know. It's probably the other way around. Although she curses a lot.
Mr. Lee, you're very correct. He was a multi-talented individual. He reinvented himself time and time again. He was a good actor and a unique individual. The funniest trivia I know about him was he met his wife because she was also dating his boyfriend.
Okay.
Whatever works for them.
Well, you know. You'd never think that, you know.
And the other,
up his wife.
And the other fun thing is his name is actually David Jones, but since the Monkees were already big here in the States,
yeah,
they made him change his name from David Jones to David Bowie. Stevie, I know you're listening, so I'm talking.
I don't know where she is.
She's not?
I don't know if she's out fishing or she was doing laundry. I don't. She's not here. Maya's listening now.
How's Maya doing?
She's good. This is just all sprawled out on the floor.
Uh-oh. Well, I hope Stevie, whatever she's doing, I hope she's relaxing because today was her Friday, right?
No, actually, she had the week off.
Okay.
Since her stepmother had gone into the hospital, we knew it was coming, so she goes back to work on Tuesday, but she had a few days off.
That's great. She's fishing.
I'm just jealous because Mr. Lee has a smoking jacket.
Uh-oh. I'm trying to think. When's the last time I saw somebody in a smoking jacket in a movie or on TV? And it was a joke. It was a joke. They walked into the room and the jacket had smoke coming off of it.
Yeah.
Smoking jacket.
We're getting I heard a echo. That was weird.
So Stevie's got her phone out while she's fishing.
Yeah. Oh, there she is. She is there. Hi, Stevie.
Don't let us scare the fish away.
Just wave to her.
So everybody in chat.
I know Glenn Campbell put something out back in the 70s about the moon. Moon being a mistress or I forget what it's called.
All I remember of Glenn Campbell in the 70s was Rhinestone Cowboy. By the time I get to Phoenix, he had quite a bit.
Les Paul wrote one back in 61. How High is the Moon? I know he performed that a lot.
Roger, I'll take those. They're kind of theme songs for space TV shows and or movies.
Space, the final frontier. Just mention space. It doesn't really.
Yeah. That's okay. Close enough. Moonshine. Ooh, White Lightning.
Creedence, Bad Moon Rising.
So Ben, did you go fishing at all today? Were you able to give us some good news?
I know Mr. Haywood. He's been fishing a lot. Been doing pretty good too.
Oh yeah, Val. Copperhead Road is a good theme song for
Steve Earle.
Yeah, quite a few areas of the Appalachian Mountains that song applies. Because it is the unofficial top dollar crop of North Carolina in years past.
What is?
What the
song refers to?
Yeah.
You're
They
like,
they went from moonshine to something to smoke, and it ain't tobacco. But North Carolina is really good about growing tobacco. Roger Blair said he saw the moonshine once when he was drinking moonshine.
I had moonshine once. I did a roofing job in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yep.
And the woman I did it for, her brother lived next door. And he came over and tipped me with a big mason jar of friggin' moonshine.
Wow.
Yeah, it was probably 3/4 of a jar. Interesting stuff.
Bark at the Moon. That's a good one, Stevie. No, if somebody mentioned it, it got by me.
Nope, nobody mentioned it. Mr. Lee says, "You see that swordfish they caught on News Nation?" I don't recall that.
Nope.
We were. What was that? John P says, "My B day this month, the 27th." Welcome to the world of 27. John P, do you have any other family members that are on the 27th? There's a reason I'm asking.
I know a few people born on the 27th of August. I don't want to do that.
My grandson just had his birthday, March 27th. Still waiting to see if he answers. What is 28?
Probably somebody else in John's family.
24. Oh, these are all the dates of, yes. Okay. The reason I mentioned the 27th, I guess it started with my dad. He went into the Navy on the 27th. He got out on the 27th. He married my mother on the 27th, on June 27th. My older sister was born. The oldest firstborn was on May 27th. I came November 27th. Then my dad remarried, and my half sister is December 27th. And my grandson is March 27th. I feel like I'm missing one.
Mr. Lee asked, "Where's your bandana?" I said, "You give it a rest on Saturday."
I think Ben asked that. It's right here.
Yeah, Ben did. You're right. I highlighted the message.
I don't need my bandana here. I don't need it there either, but it's that thing about being consistent.
It's funny how certain numbers can be repeated in people's lives. Most people don't pay attention, and they miss out.
I had a paranormal experience on June 27th. What else? There's something else. Can't remember. Mr. Lee said Ben Muggs is wearing his forehead tonight.
I'm not sure what John meant by that half shower. Oh, I see. He's talking about himself. Yeah, it's I was in the 13th class to graduate from my high school we had a ton of snow that winter, so we were in school until June. We graduated on June the 13th, and then I ended up in the 13th chair to go up and get my diploma.
Huh.
So 13, 13, 13. Ever since then, 13's been pretty lucky for me.
Roger says my great nephew and one of my cousins' birthdays are on the 27th of this month. There you go.
There you go. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ben.
I believe I got that over here on that Nightbot.
Tomorrow, egg hunts. Damn, I forgot the eggs again. I'll get up tomorrow. Well, Chris, you know Chris.
Yep.
They have chickens. So when he went down to Panama, they had too many chickens, so he gave me some of the eggs, and I guess they have too many eggs again. So he brought some eggs in, but I keep forgetting them at work. They're in he's got a little houseboat there, for their business, and they're in the refrigerator.
So, well, hopefully before too long, he'll come back and show some more bird pictures.
Yeah, I like his pictures. Actually, I got to go through the ones that I showed that night. I want to. There's one of them that I want to draw, like pencil.
Right.
I just have to pull them up again and figure out how I'm going to set that up, because I'll look at something and then draw it.
The John says his kids let the chickens out today.
I've got this little. It's about this big, and it's an egg cooker. You punch a hole in it, in the egg, and you put it. You just stand 5 eggs straight up, and then you just put the water in this thing to a certain mark, and you put the lid on it, and this thing boils off the water. When it boils off the water, it dings, and your eggs are done. And these are like the easiest to peel. I've never had. You know how you fight with eggs sometimes?
Yes.
And you got to peel it and half the egg's gone? Doesn't happen with these.
Well, Chris has bird pictures from places that I'll probably never go. And he does a good job taking the pictures. That's why I'm as interested as I am.
Oh, you should see him down on the dock with his camera. It's all lens. Mr. Lee says, Mogs, you're good at drawing. You should practice every day. I used to be. I mean, yeah, I am. I'm not going to hem and haw about it. Yeah, I can draw. It's just been a while. It's been a real long while. I started drawing I don't even know where my pad is. But there was a picture I was in the middle of, and I stopped drawing it. And people saw it, and they were like, they're like, dude, I threw my pencils away when I saw your work. I was like, no, don't do that.
Oh, Roger Blair, that's a good one. Who let the chickens out?
What? Who let the chickens out?
Oh, hadn't touched it since he opened it.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right here. Stevie, it's kind of like you guys, where you live and some of the sites that you guys see. I know it's every day for you guys, but it would really be nice if once in a while you guys would post a video, just a short video. You can't make somebody be creative, Mr. Lee. It's frustrating. I know this guy who was an excellent artist. I mean, he could draw, he could create stuff just out of his head. And he, for whatever reason, he was bored with it. He didn't want to do it, but he was fantastic at it. Stevie, caught any fish yet? I'm good at taking photos. My artistic abilities disappeared between third and fourth grade.
My other one, I had that bird.
The one you lost a long time ago?
I didn't lose it.
Well, I haven't seen it since we moved here.
Really?
I hear Stevie.
No, it's somewhere.
John, that is very true, John. I would really like to be able to play trumpet better than I do, but I just never seem to be motivated to pick it up and practice too often.
Yeah, ever since I was a kid, I've been drawing. I would draw whatever, a lot of comic book stuff, you know. But I would take like one page and just do all the characters from the comic book or whatever, you know. And then I did a lot of, I got into drawing animals, horses, cats, dogs, whatever, you know.
Mr. Lee wants to know where the owl drawing is.
I gotta find it, dude. I don't know what happened to the pad.
I could draw reasonably well. Stuff I drew in the third grade. We had like a notebook we had to keep for science and certain studies. And I drew some hillsides in the desert and birds and whatnot. And the teachers kept it. She said, "This is the standard for students from now on."
Oh, right on.
Then over the summertime, something clicked in my head. I could barely draw, but I could do math. And the switch was over that one summer. Stevie says, "I don't have storage on my phone to make videos to post."
I gotta figure out how to get storage on that phone.
What kind of phone does she have? Android?
Motorola.
Okay.
It's almost the same as mine.
If on my phone, the S24, I finally got a way to hook it up to a really old laptop that never connects to the internet, and I can use that laptop to control the data that's on there, the photos and the movies, and I move it over to a thumb drive or an external hard drive.
And then do you delete it off of the computer?
Delete it off of the phone. I have it in a storage device. But I really hate, like, my old phone, the one that I used to do the morning lives, this one, it has a micro SD slot. So when the micro SD fills up, I just put in another one.
Swap it out.
And I think that's the way it ought to be. This other mess, iPhone stopped having micro SD slots over 10 years ago, I think. And all it was so that they could sell the cloud memory. And, and I never liked that. And then some of the Android phones started doing it, and it's like, nah, can't do that. Yeah, Ben. Ben would be good at a podcast.
It wouldn't be G.
No.
I found this part of this lens. See how it's dented?
Uh-huh.
I found this in the Colorado River. It was right below Horseshoe Bend. It was right on Horseshoe Bend. I don't know if you ever seen pictures of Colorado River and Horseshoe Bend.
If I did, I didn't know it was called that.
Okay, I'm sure you have. But everybody takes the pictures from up top, looking down. So they all set up their cameras, and every once in a while, somebody knocks their camera off the mountain, and they bounce. And it was a time I wanted to go up there and just retrieve all the lost pictures, you know, because we were on the river and we're looking up at, you know, where it came from. It was pretty cool, but it was in the river.
Well, actually, I'm not paying for, or I'm not going to rent storage, because why would you want to rent something? Especially these days, you can get a lot of memory on a thumb drive for what it would cost you for cloud storage 1 month. And once you bought it, you got it. Hey, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Welcome in. So, I don't know your phone. Your phone.
Oh, no, these have mine has an SD card. I'm pretty sure.
She said hers had one, but it wouldn't read it. Mr. Lee wants to know the weirdest thing you caught in a river.
I don't know about weird. I've seen some weird things. I
What,
swear
you
to
were-
God, I was in the Passaic River in New Jersey, which is not a clean river. And I was fishing for bass, and it was very shallow and rocky. And I looked down and saw a blue crab, you know, like that we get here and up there, walking upstream carrying a hot dog. Swear to God.
What you were talking about, finding stuff at the bottom of that cliff near our waterfalls and scenic areas in the mountain. If you hike down to the bottom of cliffs, mostly what you'd find back 10, 20 years ago was lens caps.
Okay.
People would be getting set up and they'd take the lens cap
Damn
off. It would,
Tink, 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 tink,
Ah.
tink, tink.
germs too.
Yeah.
By an infection from a wound.
Yeah, that was in Crystal River. That was salt water too. No, Ben, it was just a hot dog. It was like half a hot dog this thing had in its claw, and he was just walking by. I was tripping out. One, that there was a crab there. It was fresh water. It had access to, eventually it would get into brackish water and then salt water, but I was in the middle of the Passaic River. If you're in Jersey, you go to the Passaic River. Ugh. But yeah, it tripped me out.
The park I go to every week, you've seen the views off the top of the mountains. Back in the 70s and 80s when I was hiking up there, it was not unusual to find just a small clamshell.
Oh yeah.
And that
Freshwater
kind of
clams.
surprised me.
I'm sure he's home there, Mr. Lee.
Yeah, he pops in every once in a blue moon. He doesn't come here all that often. Happened so fast. Was in a kayak one day. The next day he was in the hospital. Amoebas. Oh my!
Amoebas got me. Yeah, that did happen. That happened quick.
I've heard people who have those neti pots. Somehow or other, they get amoebas or single cell stuff in their nose.
Oh,
Crazy, crazy stuff. Because they
Ben
don't.
says we catch blue crabs constantly in freshwater, but they're coming. It's got to be bracket. Like they're coming from saltwater, so it's got to be a tidal water, or there's some connection to the saltwater.
We just have crayfish in the streams here, and they're not.
Supposedly they're here. I haven't seen them in Florida.
They're not very plentiful, but every once in a while I'll see a crayfish still.
I think I mentioned it on my show. I don't know if I ever told you about it. When I was coming from Arizona to Florida the first time, and I stopped in Mississippi at a friend's house, and it was pouring rain, and we just wanted to get in the house, so we parked the truck and ran in with the dogs and got settled in. The next day, I went outside, and there were these. This was Mississippi. There were these mounds all over the place in her yard, and I'm like, "Wow, they look like gopher mounds, like we have them in Arizona." I said, "What is all that? What you have gophers?" She's like, no. She goes, "No, they're crayfish." I'm like, "What?" Sure enough, our whole yard was just these little mounds like that big. It looks almost like the mound that an earthworm leaves,
Right.
Just that little bit of dirt. Well, it was like bigger version of that. It was
Kathy Bates, I drove by your vacation home today.
Hi, Kathy.
It needs some weed eating because it's grown up pretty heavy.
Her vacation home.
Yeah, there's a tree that I run across when I was doing some videos in that little town near here.
She has a vacation home in a tree.
Yeah, according to WTF Mike, she's pretty small. But it's just a little door that somebody stuck in a curvature of the tree. So it
okay.
I took a photo of it, put part of it in a video. It was kind of cool. And Mr. Lee, the very first album I ever bought was Yes, Fragile. And I was actually playing that before starting the show today.
I offended Ben by accident. I said crayfish. He said crawfish. How about mudbug? Is that better?
Tomato. Crayfish, crawfish.
Miniature lobster. Whatever.
Kathy, we're glad to see you, though.
And it is a northern thing, crayfish. Crawdads.
What? Yeah, on Beverly Hillbillies, they always called it crawdads.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, at least I thought. And Mr. Lee, the reason that I bought Yes, Fragile, that was the first vinyl album I ever purchased in the 70s. And it was the first CD that I purchased when CDs came out.
Oh, right on.
And it was because it had a roundabout on it. It got played on the radio, and it took the 3-minute limit off of my world. They top 40 radio, all they wanted to play was 2.5 to 3.5 minute songs. And roundabout just blew me away. I was so happy to hear.
That was a good song. It's a good song.
And after that, boom, I was looking for long stuff. It opened the door for Stairway to Heaven and so much more.
Well, hell, anything by the Grateful Dead. They'll go on for 30 minutes.
I,
The
I
Eagles, nice.
I realized I realized that the Grateful Dead are great musicians, and a lot of people like to jam with them and see multiple shows because supposedly no two shows are exactly alike. But they never. What a Long String Strip it's been is about the only one that I like.
Really.
But now
I
here,
I liked them for a while. I'd never seen him in concert, but I know where I was when Jerry Garcia died.
but now Bob Weir, who was with the Dead,
Yeah.
he released an album called Kingfish, and I don't know why, but that Kingfish album just it's like I had to find one, and I looked for months to find a Kingfish CD, and luckily I found it. I got it. 2 months later, I was in this little hole in the wall thrift store, and they had one for like a tenth the price I paid for the
Oh,
original.
wow.
I should have bought it as backup, but I didn't. One was enough.
I don't know that I've ever heard it. I might have. I'll have to check it out. I'll look for it.
Specifically, "Goodbye, Your Honor." That's kind of a fun song. Most people like it. And he did a version of Big Iron on that album. And he had some original stuff too. This Time, and
Behave, Ben.
I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look it up.
I was just implying that they played long songs, Ben.
Yes. Now, this guy I used to work with, if the Grateful Dead was within 5 hours driving time, he'd go see them.
I knew somebody like that.
And it's like, thank you, no. But like we tell people here on the channel,
Your first album was a Beach Boys? Greatest Hits?
wow, got as a gift.
That's cool.
Ben says that the Grateful Dead are fantastic.
I see that. What else would it mean?
The first 45 I ever bought, geez, I was in grade school. I
I
think
don't remember the
fifth grade.
first record I ever bought. I have no idea.
Well, it was the Archies, Sugar Sugar.
Oh.
I was a big Saturday morning cartoon fan. My parents got that console stereo, AM, FM with the turntable all in one big piece of furniture.
Big, heavy, massive piece of furniture, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, there was a little store in town. It was the only store that sold 45s. And it was, I think it was a jewelry store. And if you bought like 5 45s, or maybe it was 10, I don't remember now, but once you bought whatever that minimum requirement was, you'd get one for free.
Oh.
And they weren't expensive. I mean, they weren't as cheap as other places probably, but I got those, and I got I've got every 45 I ever bought except for that one. I accidentally left them at my sister's, and she moved them to the windowsill, and the sun shined.
Oh,
Woo!
no. Yeah.
I waved goodbye.
Yeah, growing up, my mom had albums and stuff that, Led Zeppelin and what's his name? Benny and the Jets,
Elton John.
Elton John. She had a lot of albums when I was a kid, so we'd always be listening to something.
No, it didn't have a TV. It was just the music, AM, FM, and the turntable. But my first music related Christmas present was an AM, FM receiver with a turntable on top. That was one piece, and then it had separate speakers. And I was hooked. I mean, I was totally hooked.
Did that giant console have a 9-inch television?
I'm old, but not quite that old. Babysitting Money. Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Middle school.
I don't own a copy of Thriller.
I don't own any albums I don't own any music.
I've got very little. I've got a bunch of CDs, but
I mean,
really,
I think I have a CD stuck in my truck, but I think that's Jackson Brown.
three with them standing up on the end, like this, the albums. I probably got 3 or 4 foot of albums, but when it comes to CDs, I've got 5 or 6 stacks from the floor up to my chin. And I think I still have a few cassettes, but I sold all my 8 tracks.
Yeah, I've started over so many times.
Exactly.
Like that I don't have anything from.
It's like we had our big console television, and then they had the flat screens, and then they had the HD, and now they got the 4K HD, and then they got the
curved screens and
with music. I mean, they've got what do they call it? SA CDs now. I don't remember off the top of my head what the SA stands for, but I believe it's SA CDs. And if you buy a decent CD player now, they're like $300-400. But I'm talking about hi-fi listening, not your average everyday thing.
Sure.
That's a good first album, Tina. Saturday Night Fever. I tell you, your mom's got good taste, because I like Dean Martin. I used to watch his TV show every week. Dean Martin was an excellent singer. Yeah, I'm not as big a fan of Frank as everybody else is, but I got to give him credit. He got a lot of people interested in him. And I've got a tape player that, if the original tape is metal and recorded properly, this tape player will, it'll play as good as any CD, as long as the original recording is good.
What is it, reel to reel or?
No, it's just a cassette. It's a Harman Kardon CD 191. I used to own a CD 491 that I used to record, and that one, as long as you use metal and you adjusted the bias on the tape to match the system, it would put out exactly what you put into it. Old albums Dad, Grandma used to have back. Grandma even had some of those 77 speed records. Wow, Rogers.
That weird size.
Yeah. I've had turntables that would play 78s, but
Mr. Lee says the cassette tape is coming back into fashion now.
Yeah. Well, I regret giving up my Harman Kardon CD 491. I regret giving it up. I wish I've had it back several times, but I sold it and most of my high-end stereo equipment. The stereo equipment was 10 years old. This will tell you how much I was into music. I sold it and bought a car with the proceeds.
Wow.
I'm serious. I could make my neighbors listen to whatever I wanted them to hear.
Yeah.
So that was just too much fun. Let me tell you. But I mean, music can get you relaxed. It can get you pumped up. It can make you remember stuff that you hadn't thought of in decades if you're old enough.
Sure, put you back in that era when you first heard the song. You know, I hear songs and boom, I'm right back to a certain
Yep.
spot in my childhood or teenage years, and I'm like, oh man, I remember driving down the road playing this or whatever. You know,
I cannot hear Sweet Home Alabama and not think about Myrtle Beach
there you go.
because I was at Myrtle Beach the first time I heard it and they were playing it everywhere.
I can't hear Sweet Home Alabama without saying, turn it up.
And
I might not sing anything else, but I'll say turn it up.
yep, that is true. Sweet Home Alabama and Turn Up the Radio. That I like that one too.
Yeah.
Cassette's been back in style.
Well, vinyl's been making a comeback for years now.
But vinyl is so expensive. I mean, now they're making it better because they got to have good quality in order to sell it. But it's like $25-$30 and up.
Wow.
Nah, I'm not going to
I
do it.
remember listening to albums where you just, the hiss and the pops and everything. It was freaking awesome.
Yes. And you had to learn words like wow and flutter and total harmonic distortion. And
No, I didn't.
I did. I'm serious.
You probably
you
knew those words at 3 years old, I'm sure.
Not at 3. I was a good 10 or 12 before I started learning.
See, nerd.
No, I just like music. And
no, me too. I just didn't get into the technicalities of it.
We went, I think I was about 8 or 9 years old, and we went to visit family friends, and they owned a fairly high-end stereo for the day, and it had the UV meters on them that was giving the the volume or the power, and I was just like, wow, that's neat. And you could make the adjustments and adjust how much they were going up or down. Yeah. I was hooked. That was it. I was just hooked. But I had my neighbors at one time. There's a 38 Special song, Chain Lightning. And in the beginning, it's the sound of lightning. And I had my system hooked up and turned to full blast. And I had my neighbors coming out looking up in the sky on a clear day.
Ooh, that smell.
I could only do it once because, they could figure out as such. Well, everybody in chat, I really would like to hear from you guys. If you guys think of something that you want to talk about, cover, would like to hear more about, leave your suggestions and comments. You can do that anytime, like during the week and whatnot. Stevie has something to say. Walkman was with me everywhere. Now it's the daggone phone. Always had music in my ear growing up. Yep.
Yeah, I think I played the Purple Rain album, the cassette, to death when it came out.
I went. We were having a get together where I worked. Some of us was having a get together, and I made a 90-minute cassette. I put music on that I liked, and I brought it as just something for us to listen to. And it only took 2 or 3 other cassettes being put on, and they went back, put mine on, and just left it. I mean, I was just a huge fan. 38 Specials, So Into You, If I'd Have Been to One, all great songs.
I told you I work with the guy at the kid that
Yep.
works next door to me. His father is the current guitarist in 38 Special.
But they're all good.
So Mr. Lee asked the question, says, if you're stuck on a desert island, both of us,
Right.
what album do you bring?
See, that would
what-
depend on the day. My answer would be different day to day.
I think it's a choice between, for me, it's 3 different bands. It's either Eagles, Steve Miller, or Boston.
Wow.
If I have to be stuck and that's all I can listen to,
Yep.
yeah, I'm probably one of those 3.
Seeing how I fell to sleep listening to the Eagles on the Border. It was an LP, so I only listened to one side every night for 2 years. I think I've probably memorized that one enough. I would probably go with Boston. But Eagles on the Border was the title of the album. The only album I ever wore out. I had to buy a replacement. And it taught me to get an album, make a cassette tape copy or an 8-track copy, play the tape,
And put it
and
on the
maintain the album. So albums I've had for 45, 50 years have only been played a handful of times.
Roger says he's got Purple Rain on a 45. It's the only thing he's got from Prince.
Eagles, Steve Miller, and Bob Seger.
Bob Seger, good choice.
Right.
Very good choice, Stevie.
Auto incorrect, you mean? See, I brought up Steve Miller earlier. His band or his Fly Like an Eagle was a great album. But Boston, their first release, there's not a halfway bad song on there. Every song is great. Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. That's a good one, Tina. That's a good one.
With ELO, and there's a lot of good
And you know,
bands.
We've got to give a hat tip to Guardians of the Galaxy movies because they have introduced classic songs to kids today.
Absolutely.
Quadrophenia for Mr. Lee.
I got to remember what song it was, but right, I gave you a video today, right? Did you see it with the with the paddle boat?
Yep.
I was talking to the new owner of that boat today, and he says, you know, I was on the boat the other day, and I had the music going, and these 2 young girls walked down the dock, and they stop and they say, hey, what is that song? Like, who's singing that?
Yep.
And it was They Call Me Al. Yeah. And they were like, oh, that's really good. We like that. I was like, they have no idea.
When I see it's YouTube, so you just don't know how honest they are. But when I see rappers reacting to 70s music and they're talking about how they don't have the instruments, they don't have, you know, today's music doesn't have this, and all of this stuff. And they say that they're listening to 70s music more and more. A couple of them has said they've just stopped listening to rap altogether. And one of them that barely listens to rap is a rap artist. So, I mean, and I hope they get inspired to learn an instrument and not do all of this fake junk, because I don't like fake anything, and fake music is not good.
No.
Yes.
And all these AI inspired songs are stupid.
They sound good, you enjoy them, and that's the good ones, but you don't really want to hear them time and time again.
No.
Yes,
Great-
Ben,
Great
turn
song.
the page. Turn the Page was so great.
I've sang that song a few times.
I bet so. You can call me Al.
Probably a few hundred times. Easily.
I think it's Simon that sings that. And Chevy
Mr.
Chase.
Lee's never really listened to Bob Seger.
Oh my gosh.
You're in for a treat, brother.
Yes.
Start at the beginning.
Start at Live Bullet, that album, and then do Stranger in Town and Night Moves. Either one would be fine.
We want a progress report, Mr. Lee, on this one.
Yeah, on this one we do.
It's like Brits eating American food. Try this. Either he's going to leave a bad taste in his mouth or he's going to like it.
I don't know. There's some groups in Britain that don't make it across the pond and do well, but they do real well in the UK. UFO was big in Britain, but they didn't really achieve that much here. And I'm kind of a fan of them. Lights Out, Doctor Doctor, Rock Bottom. Those three songs by UFO. Good stuff. Simon and Garfunkel were fantastic. I hated it when they broke up. But, creative people, they seem, I don't know, they seem to have issues getting along sometimes. Kathy Bates, you are very correct. I have not met a Bob Seger song I didn't like. So,
old school stuff is the best.
Absolutely. From about 65 to about 87, 88. It was just new ways of doing music.
I never got into rap.
Me either.
I mean, like, I grew up like just down the street from like the Sugar Hill Gang, like that, my town. That's where they were from. Sugar Hill Records was in Englewood, or probably still is if you're still doing it. But the Robinsons were neighbors of ours. So, like, what is it? Rapper's Delight?
Yep.
From the Sugar Hill Gang. That's when I started, but I never got into like rap. I hear it every day now, people on their boats, figure everybody else has to hear it. I don't want to hear your music. Anyway.
Yeah, the 90s had good music. I'm not saying they didn't. It was just from about 65 to about 87, it was just one after another, after another, after another. When you, and I know I've said this before, sorry for repeating myself, but CCR never had a number one hit.
Really?
They never had a number one hit. As great as they are, they never hit number one. And the reason for that was there was so much competition. Now, the longevity of their songs would probably put them in number one positions. But at the time, Wrapping Gifts. I like that one, Kathy. I enjoy what Moggs and I are doing. We're rapping, talking to each other. Now that one's okay, but
we're just not rhyming.
No. No, if we start rhyming, it's time to end.
Francis, come on, Jim. You know you like rap.
No, thank you. Yeah, Stevie, it is one of those things that is just mind blowing. Anybody listen to the greatest hits of CCR, the one that has like 20 songs on it. Every song is just so great. And not one of them made number one. They made number two a lot of times, but never a number one. I'm sorry, Tina. We like you anyway, Tina.
Well, it's funny to see like black artists, a rap artist, listen to like Charlie Daniels, "Devil Went Down to Georgia" for the first time.
Yep.
Reaction videos like that,
Yep.
they tripped out. They're like, he's rapping. What?
They stop the video, the music video, and he's spitting bars.
Yeah.
So, and they're very surprised that Blondie's "Rapture" was the first rap song that made it into the top. I think it made it in the top 10. It might have been made it up to number one. I don't remember.
I guess that was kind of a rap song, wasn't it?
It was the first big rap song. He had a big clock necklace like Flavor Flav. It was height of fashion.
Flavor Flav.
Oh, now I wish I had my G-Shock on so I could show it. Oh, me. Moggs, I've taken
Mr. Lee with his red hair and the chain and the clock. And yeah, I could see that.
Riding down the road on his Yamaha. That would be a sight to see. Guys, thank y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all. I really do.
Guys, if you had a good time tonight, please hit that like button. Share it out. If you're new, subscribe and leave comments.
And
comments are good.
I greatly appreciate everybody in chat. And don't forget to come and see Moggs on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Along with Stevie B.
Yep. Sometimes she even gets on camera. But every Tuesday and Thursday night, 9 o'clock East Coast time. And
happy Easter, everybody.
Absolutely. Let's see here. What else is going on? Can't think of anything else, Moggs, other than
don't eat those little chocolate eggs unless they're wrapped.
As always, I hope everyone gets nothing but kind words coming your way. Y'all take care, and always great to have you here.